Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Boss Moves, where we have about 5 minutes until we begin. That gives everybody time to log in, and I will talk to you more in 5 minutes. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me. We're going to be about 60 seconds before we begin. All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to my second live podcast. Today we are also on YouTube. So I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And I'm thinking about expanding this into even having it as a podcast if we get more visitors. So there you have it. Welcome to Boss Moves. Today we're diving into a case study. In part one, we will get a benchmark valuation and a value builder score, and then I'll go over the score report. We will also preview the freedom score and the pre-score. So we'll discuss that a little bit, and then we'll get more detailed into that in a different session. Before we begin, I have two questions I want to pose to you to get you thinking. Get your thinking caps on, as one of my grade school teachers used to say. Let me post this. I want to get it onto the screen. All right. So the first question is, what are your biggest challenges in growing your business value? All right. So in getting your business bigger, making more money. That's a general question. And then the second one is, have you ever had a business valuation done? If so, what surprised you the most about the results? Hi, I'm Graham Woods. I'm a financial consultant specializing in business value and wealth management. Imagine having a clear strategic plan that not only grows your business and income, but also secures your financial future. I help business owners to create, manage, grow, protect, access, and transfer their business value. This live stream is about helping you to make boss moves using my evergreen value management system. Boss Moves is about strategic management of your business value and managing risk to support your personal financial goals. By integrating business value estimates into comprehensive financial planning, I provide total wealth management. This ensures that you, my listeners, and my clients are well prepared for retirement, estate planning, and any chosen exit strategy. Connect with me to learn how we can grow and protect your business value together. Before we get started, I want to let you know I have a hard stop today because I have another meeting. And since I have to bring this up, I want to introduce to you the Harford Center. I'm on their board, and the meeting right after this is the finance committee meeting. So I have to move through this quickly. But I would like you guys to take a look at the Harford Center. It's a worthy program. They provide programming to adults with disabilities since 1961. And their mission, the Harford Center promotes dignity, safety, stability, choice, and community integration for individuals with disabilities. So different levels of disability. There's some that are working in the community, and Harford Center has buses that they drive people around to their different jobs, or they have them in the actual center doing work. So they're doing work in activities that keep them active all day. So please go to the Harford Center website here, harfordcenter.org, and donate. And hopefully you do. All right. So we're going to, I have some questions for you that I want to post. And these might be more difficult than the previous two questions. I'm hoping this is short enough to show on the entire page. Yep. All right. So let's say I'm your consultant. All right. You hired me recently. This question, I'm probably going to ask you these questions again if you do choose to hire me. If we were meeting here 5 years from today, looking back over those 5 years, what has happened both personally and professionally for you to feel happy about your progress? Okay. So I want you to fast forward 5 years and then take a look back and think about what has happened over those past 5 years. All right. You're in the future. Um, go over in your mind what's happened both personally and professionally for you to feel happy about your progress and progress in life, progress in your business, financial progress. Next question. All right. What are the biggest obstacles and challenges that are associated with achieving your 5 year vision? All right. So fast forward 5 years, where are you then? Come back to today. What are the biggest obstacles and challenges that you're facing to get you to that point 5 years from now? Okay. Some people call the combination of these questions like a vision quest. I don't know. That sounds kind of hokey to me, but you know what? That question never posted. Here, let me see. There you go. And then I'm going to give you a moment for that last question. If you guys pause the video later, come back, you'll be able to record it down. What are the biggest obstacles and challenges that are associated with achieving your 5 year vision? Okay. The next question, if these obstacles and challenges were eliminated, what opportunities would be available to you? So, if you didn't have all these obstacles and challenges today, what opportunities would be available? What would you do? You sit down and you think about a lottery winner, and they just won $20 million, and they think, oh man, if I had $20 million, all of us at home, what would I do with that? And you just start listing all these things, and then you go back and you're like, wait, you're a business person, so you're going to make that $20 million bigger than $20 million. Or some people are like, no, I'm just going to retire and I'm going to live on that for the rest of my life. But with that $20 million, what opportunities today would be available to you with no other obstacles and challenges in place? Okay. So the obstacles and challenges aren't always about money. So I'm just mentioning that lottery win just to give you an idea of what you should be thinking about. If you had this, or if this was no longer in the way, what would you do? What opportunities are available to you? Okay. And then I'm going to give you this last one. Which of your existing strengths should be reinforced and maximized? So rather than thinking about all the things that you don't have or all the obstacles and challenges, let's focus on your strengths. Which ones of these do you think should be reinforced and maximized? That will help you in that 5 year vision. Okay. So now we're going to go into the nitty gritty and talk about getting your value builder score. Uh, this is the site where I want you to start. And I think in the top corner of the screen up there, that way, is one of those QR codes. Excuse me. You should be able to get to this page through that. I didn't give myself any water today. All right. So the Value Builder score offers an evaluation of a business through the lens of an acquirer. It provides performance scores on each of the 8 factors that acquirers value in a company. I'm going to ask you guys to give me a moment. I have to go get some water because that whatever got in my throat really messed me up. But this is proof that I'm live. So just give me 15 seconds. All right, there we go. 15 seconds, probably less. I knew exactly where to get my water. All right. So the Value Builder score reveals how sellable your business is and predicts the likelihood you'll get a premium over industry average multiples when you're ready to sell. If you're not ready to sell, this is still a useful program. Think of the Value Builder score as a comprehensive health checkup for your business. Just like you get regular health checkups when you're feeling fine, this assessment will help you, 1, build a better business today. It highlights operational weaknesses before they become problems. It provides a framework for strategic decision making. 2, reduce business risk through decreasing dependency on key individuals. Or it creates more predictable revenue streams, helps you to create more predictable revenue streams. 3, it increases your current profitability. The same factors that make a business valuable to buyers make it more profitable right now. And then it creates more options for you. It builds a more sustainable enterprise that can run without you. That's important for, especially when you're talking about estate planning. If you're planning on leaving this business to your children or others, and you want to pass something to them that's of value and that's not a burden, then going through this process to prepare your business for that transfer, you can feel confident that you're transferring something of value and that they'll be able to uh, use it uh, without you involved. Okay. This whole program, the Value Builder system, is a part of my total evergreen value management system. And it's evergreen because this is something that even though you make improvements to your business, increase value, at the end of the year, we go back and we do another valuation and another score to see how you've progressed, and then to come up with a new plan for the next year to continue growing your business. So there are benefits to continuing to do this. And then there's some practical benefits to doing regular business valuations, getting a new valuation every year. Um, One of them is dealing with strategic planning, and it helps you make decisions that are more objective. So you can really look at what's going on in your business, look at the numbers, and make decisions based on real information. Helps you allocate your resources effectively, so you know the positives are and where the negatives are, and you can allocate your business resources. And then it provides clear metrics for improvement. So you'll be able to develop relevant KPIs for your own business, and then work on those to improve your business. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and complete this questionnaire. So this is a case study that I did for a notional business, and I'm going to give you a little background on this business. It's a B2B software implementation and support company that would be attractive to search fund entrepreneurs. So I went and I used Claude. I think that's by Anthropic, the AI company. And I said, you know what? Make me a notional case study for a business that would be attractive to search fund entrepreneurs. The company is called TechServe Solutions. It's industry's IT services and software implementation, founded in 2005, based in Colorado. Current owner is Miss Sarah Martinez, and she's 58. Annual revenue about 8.5 million, and net income 1.7. She has 42 employees, and the Claude, the AI, said it's the enterprise value is about 12 to 15 million. Okay. I didn't develop her personal background deeply because that's not the intent of this particular recording. But in order to get into the financial planning, applying this business value to her personal financial plans later on, I will develop some more of her personal life. Some of it comes up today, but not in big detail. With that, we'll go over her pre-score and her freedom score. Okay, so let's get to this. So what I have to do is I already did this for practice, but we're going to start a new score for her. And close all of this so I could track what my clients have been doing. Once you come through and you complete your score, your stuff is going to show up on a screen like this, and then we'll be able to work through it. All right. And we have some questions that she has answered. Excuse me, I lost my notes on her. All right. So, first question, in one sentence, how would you describe your business to a new acquaintance? Now, this questionnaire usually takes about 13 to 15 minutes. It's taking a little bit longer today because I'm going to talk through each of the different questions, but this is really for something that for you to go over. And then if you prefer, you can schedule an appointment with me and we can go over it together. But then it won't take 15 minutes. It'll take a little bit longer. So she says, I provide IT solutions, management services, and implementation. So we specialize in implementing and supporting mid-market ERP systems. So I had to look that up because this is not my industry. And ERP is Enterprise Resource Planning. It's a software platform that integrates core business processes into a single system, including finance, accounting, supply chain inventory, manufacturing, HR and payroll, sales, CRM. So your Salesforce Cloud is a what do we call it? ERP system, project management. Key benefits of this is single source of truth across departments, automated workflows. I can agree with that. real-time data visibility, standardized processes, and improved reporting and analytics. She works with mid-market companies, and popular ERP systems include Microsoft Dynamics, Oracle NetSuite, and Sage Intacct. And it helps to streamline operations and reduce manual work and market data-driven decisions. So for this industry, there's some key growth drivers I wanted to bring up, and that's important. And this is stuff that you, as the owner, as the professional, you already know all this stuff about your business. This is the kind of stuff I'm going to have to go to once I see this description and some other information about your business, and I'm going to have to do some research to learn more about it. Key growth drivers include cloud adoption. So a lot of businesses are putting a lot of their stuff in the cloud. Digital transformation initiatives. So at one point I was working on becoming a paperless office. I think that was like maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I had the dream that I wasn't going to print anymore, or at least not as much as I did back then. And that's happened. I think more through just the change of how we do things in business than through my own efforts, truthfully. The need for remote work capabilities, and after the pandemic, during and after the pandemic, remote work is more common now. And then they had automation trends, Industry 4.0, and then there's a growing demand in the middle market. Okay. So let's see. Would you say that your industry is in decline, growing at about the same rate as the economy, growing a little faster than the economy, growing much faster than the economy, or unsure? So I put growing a little faster than the economy. So to speed this up for me, I went and asked Claude what would her answers be to these questions. So, so yes, I cheated a little bit, but I wanted to make sure this whole thing made sense. All right, your customers. Which of the following best describes the exclusivity of your business to your customers? They have a niche product service that is unique in the marketplace. Where we have that there. All right. I would argue not necessarily niche, or not necessarily unique these days, but this is what Sarah put in. This is what she believes. So we'll leave it that way. Thinking about market share for products and services, we have less than half of the people buy what you provide. All right. Which of the following best describes your personal relationship with your customers? She knows some of her customers by first name. Okay. Which of the following best describes the typical level of customization? And customization, basic set of products, methodologies, and services, but we often customize them a lot. Where do we put that? We have a basic. There we go. Please estimate the percentage of customers who are very satisfied. And we have customer satisfaction. She's got a lot of satisfied customers. She does a good job. How often, if at all, do existing customers refer to your company or their friends and colleagues? And I put sometimes. Yeah. Not all the questions were answered by Claude. Some of them are just me. In the last 12 months, what proportion of your customers complained in writing? Email, letter, or submission to your website? I put none. Which of the following best describes your business model? Let's see, did I have a business model? Well, she doesn't have a lot of fixed assets, fixed costs. So profit margin improves a lot with each new customer that buys from them. And she doesn't have a lot of there's no manufacturing or anything like that. So there's no cost of goods or anything like that. So each time they have a new service that they have to provide, they're not really spending any more money than they already are on current staffing and resources. How do you typically get paid by your customers? And let's see, what is she? That's a question I have. Spread equally over the time it takes to deliver what the customers bought. So if they're managing IT solutions, Salesforce, there may be an implementation charge and then a monthly charge for maintenance through the process, through the service. What percentage of your overall revenue did your largest customer represent last year? We got it 17%, so 16 to 25%. Which of the following best describes the potential impact of losing your largest customer? Would your business hardly suffer at all and survive, suffer a little but survive, suffer a lot but survive, suffer a lot and not survive? And we have, well, we're looking at suffer a little but survive. It's not going to put her out of business, but 17%, that's a huge chunk of change. So if that business stops using them, they'll suffer a little but survive. She'll have to find a replacement. What percentage of your sales or revenue is recurring? Recurring is defined as subscriptions, maintenance contracts, or annuity streams that your customer must proactively turn off or cancel in order to stop receiving the product or service, i.e., not repeat or regular customers. And let's see, do we have that revenue? We don't have a recurring revenue system. So I'm going to put 1 to 25%. Staff, what percentage of your company's revenues is undertaken personally by you or your fellow equity holders? I'll put 1 to 25%. Please think of the person who contributes the most to each of the following areas of your business. How easy or difficult would it be to replace them? All right, sales and marketing. So these are fairly easy to replace. Sales and marketing. Product, service, design, and delivery. I think there's the fairly easy because these are software that people in the industry they know. There's going to be people that have, I do this program in my resume. I know this really well, so hire me. External supplier. I'm going to put that a little bit more difficult because then if you have to change, so your different software programs, those are the suppliers or your vendors. And if you have to change a platform, then there's a learning curve for you and for everybody in your company. So I put that as fairly difficult on the supplier side. Plus, if you have to change, then does that mean are you going to change for all your customers as well? So then there's a learning curve for them too on a new system. In the next 12 months, do you expect your revenue to decrease, remain at the current level, increase? And I put increase. And where is her revenue? Or what is their growth rate? I think it's going to be over 20%. Which of the following best describes the possibility of your company selling more to your existing customers? There are 1 or 2 complementary products that they could be selling. So they could either expand complementary products on their platform or provide additional services for the customers. If customers were lined up at your door to buy, would you find delivering 5 times the current volume of what you sell? I'd put fairly difficult because their capacity has to do with their staffing. So if they're at full, if she's at full capacity now, and then she has to multiply it by 5 times, that means she has to do some hiring, which takes some time to build up to that. Would replacing your business to serve a new geographical area be impossible? Or replicating your business to serve a new geographic area be impossible, very difficult, fairly easy? I put fairly easy. If you're an IT service company, you're largely remote, so you can open up into a new region fairly easily. It's just a matter of marketing and sales to get the business. How would your business perform if you were out of action for 3 months and unable to work? Would it hardly suffer at all and survive, suffer a little, but survive, suffer a lot, but survive, suffer a lot, and not survive? I put suffer a little because she's doing up to 25% of the revenue work. She knows some of the customers she knows closely, so they might not be too happy if she's not around. If you could achieve just one of the following goals in the next 12 months, which one would it be? Grow your top line revenue, grow your bottom line profit, become better known as a master of your craft. Bottom line profit, maybe. This is more of a personality question, I think. And then who will you be most likely to turn to for advice on building the value of your company? So accountant, business consultant, lawyer, those are the big 3. Fellow entrepreneur, so you guys have joined those masterminds. Business coach. Would you go to your business banker? Close friend and family member? Would you go to your M&A professional? Would you not go to anybody? Or are there other ideas of people that you think would be helpful? Which of the following best describes your definition of someone who is wealthy? So this is more of a personality question. I put having enough money to do whatever you want, whenever you want. Which of the following describes your biggest fear when it comes to selling your business? And these are all legitimate concerns. I put that no one can run things as well as I have, because she's still involved in her business in building revenue and providing the services. She knows her clients real well, or a few of them real well. So she's has a hard time taking her hands off the wheel. Which of the following best describes your long-term goal for your business? I plan to sell my business to a third party, transition my business to my kids, transition my business to the next generation of managers, shut down my business, or I put other, because it could be any of these or it could be something else. Which of the following best describes what you look for in an advisor? I put a track record of helping companies in my industry. Okay. Facts and figures. Which of the following best describes your management team? And I put we have a couple of senior people who act as informal leaders, but the leadership roles are not clearly defined. What was your profit margin before tax in your most recent completed financial year? And let's see, we have profit margin 20%, more than 20%. So here we go. What was your company's annual revenue in US dollars? I put 5 to 10 million because we had her at 8.5. When comparing your most recently completed financial year with the previous year, did your revenue increased, and how much did it increase? I put 11 to 20% revenue. Yeah, let's do 11 to 20%. Which of the following best describes your approach to financial record keeping? So I have that she has QuickBooks. Okay. What is your typical gross profit margin? Let's define. I got gross profit at 58%, so 40 to 60. Please select which of the following statements best describes your cash needs. What did we put here? Our business generates excess cash, which we reinvest. Yep. She doesn't do. I don't know what's good for an IT company in terms of traffic to their website. That's probably very good for me, but she probably needs more than that. All right, and then pre-tax profits. So we put I put 1.7 million this last year. That way. I put 1.45. And I put 1. Yes, 1.5. Is that it? Yep. Okay. All right. So I have it bouncing around a little bit. All right. Selling your business. Have you received a written offer, letter of intent, expression of interest to buy your business in the last year? I put no. But before I put no, I'd also ask, what multiple of earnings did the offer represent? Please estimate the multiple using the money or other currency like stock that was being offered at closing. Please do not include any money being offered in the form of an earnout or management contract that was contingent on your future performance. Okay. So you're going to put that in. I put no, so it gets rid of that. And then which of the following best describes your industry? And she is in professional scientific technical services, and she does management scientific and technical consulting services, and she does other management consulting. And which year did you start your business? I think I had it 2005. How many years do you plan to continue operating your business? I put it at 5, just to keep it interesting. And finally, please indicate the year in which you were born. And she was 1965. 1965. So she's 58 right now. All right. All right, and then we click get your score. Boom. And there we have it, a score of 62. All right. And we go back here and we look at last time I got her score 67. So I answered some questions differently today, but that's okay. What you'll get is you'll get once you get your score of 62. I will go ahead and send you a summary page, and then if you schedule an appointment with me, we'll go over the score report with an estimate of value. If you don't put in your revenue, you'll just get a score report, or we could have a meeting and get some revenue figures in there to get an estimate of value. We can also, if you engage with me, we'll also work on narrowing down your net earnings to make it adjusted so sellers discretionary earnings, or to adjusted earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization, to get a more accurate estimate of value. All right, so in the summary report, this is from yesterday when she scored a 67 overall. And let me shrink this a little bit so you get a view of the whole page. That's what the summary is going to look like. And it provides some good information here on the 8 drivers of company value and how she's performing against other companies within her industry. All right. So the average in her industry, and in her report, it gives her NAICS code, which is her industry code. In her industry, the average score is 55. So she's at a 67. She's already doing better than the industry. But generally, this is highly intuitive. So if she's in the red, she's not doing well at all. She's in yellow, she's doing okay, but there's lots of room for improvement. If she's in the green, she's doing great, but there's still always ways that you can improve. And remember, you have competitors that they are also working on their companies. So you always have to work on getting better at what you're doing with your business. Financial performance. So this is the history of producing revenue and profit combined with the professionalism of your record keeping. I always say get yourself a full audit. Let the accountants, the auditors, review how you're running your books. They will give you an idea of what you need to do to improve in that process. And then you can still use things like QuickBooks. QuickBooks is very good for some companies, but maybe you need a professional assistance with your QuickBooks, internal or external. I use an external accountant, so all my stuff is in QuickBooks, but I use a real accountant, not me, to help me with my books. She scores 68, so there's still some room for improvement. Growth potential, your likelihood to grow your business in the future, and at what rate. We'll go into more details about what growth potential is. She's at average. There's some work that she can do to improve that. Switzerland structure. How dependent is your business on any one employee, customer, or supplier? And she scored a 58. And that was yesterday's score. Industry average 61. So she needs some to work on it. She's over dependent on somebody. And we have to take a deeper look at that section, find out what's going on. Valuation teeter-totter, that is your cash management, working capital management. Whether or not your business is sucking out cash or spitting out cash. This is something that you need to look at. She's scoring a 69. There's room for improvement, but she's doing better than her industry. Hierarchy of recurring revenue. Her industry is at 40. She's doing great at 75. There may be some things that she can improve on, and we can take a look at that during the consulting and determine whether or not this is something that we can fix. Monopoly control, that's her comparative and competitive advantage in the market, how differentiated her business is from her competitors in her industry. She's ahead of the game, but there's room for improvement. Customer satisfaction, she's doing great with that. We saw that before. There's always room for improvement, but that might be something that we're not going to focus on during an engagement as much. I think that's something we want to work on maintaining, but not necessarily improving on. And then hub and spoke is their business. How dependent is her business on her? Can she take a vacation? There's room for improvement, but she's doing better than her industry. So this is the business looked good from a search entrepreneur's perspective. This might be something that a search entrepreneur, someone running off of a search fund, might say, hey, you know what? I can make some great improvements to this business. I'd like to buy this business as is right now before the value is added. And then I'm going to work on these areas to grow this business. Okay. If it's something that maybe a buyer that you see, an individual or family buyer or another small company, mid-sized company wants to buy, they may say, hey, you know what? The hub and spoke, I'm not interested in buying a job. This isn't for me. Okay. Let's get to the Value Builder Score report. All right. So you'll get a report. This is Sarah Martinez's report, My Ugly Mug, the summary, and then estimate of value. And we're running low on time, so I'm going to speed through this. The current estimate for this company is between 4.5 and $6 million. So right here. And then potential value, she can get it up to $8 million. All right. So by increasing her score to 80, so if we get it from 67 to 80, she can add approximately $3 million to the value of her business. All right. We'll talk about how when we get to doing the scenario planner and action planner, we can show you how each of the drivers, different changes that you make in the drivers adds value, and I can quantify how much value that adds. So yeah, you can see what you're getting out of this service. Right now, you see the overall. This is for Sarah, so it's not going to be $3.1 million for you. It might be more, might be less, depending on your business. This valuation is based on businesses in her industry. Here's the industry code, the NAICS code. So all the businesses in her industry fall within this. This is what we call a normal distribution. This is the average value, and then her score. This is great value. Here, they call this a strategic range because companies in the same industry that have a lot of money might be interested in buying her business as an add-on, and in this price range is what they're looking for because they want something to add to their own business. Whereas over here, further down this way, it might be in a financial buyer range. They're looking for something that they can grow, create value, and then sell away later on down the line. Okay, so remember I mentioned that the search fund entrepreneur might be in here and might be interested in your business because it can grow up to here, and then they can either keep it or sell it later on. All right. Within this report, then we're going to go over. So financial buyers purchase your company for future stream of profits. So the evaluation is based on your business worth, focuses on profitability and the likelihood of those profits flowing in the future and the potential for growth. Strategic buyer develops and offers by estimating the value of your company in the hands of the buyer. So they're determined, will your business add value to their business? So the valuation process is a little different. All right. All right. So we're gonna skip ahead real quick, and we'll have to have another video where I go over a score report. I want to talk about, before we end today, the freedom score and the pre-score. So the freedom score is another scoring system that we use that helps assess whether the owner is financially prepared to sustain their desired lifestyle after they exit their company. This leads into financial planning and wealth management for the owners. This process helps the owners think about their life beyond their business and helps to map their road to financial freedom. I use this and two of the drivers to map it into their financial planning system, identify their goals, identify gaps in funding their plan, and identify the needs of other strategies to help them get to where they want to be financially with their personal finances. Okay. The pre-score is the personal readiness to exit score. Helps assess whether a business owner is psychologically ready to exit their business. They've determined that 74% of owners have regrets 1 year after they exit their business. So this will help avoid looking back at your exit with disappointment. It also helps dealing with your family and other stakeholders. So managing the family enterprise, your estate planning, what you plan to do to pass on to heirs. So this is all part of the financial planning and wealth management section. I do want to have another live stream that covers the pre-score and the freedom score. And then I want to have another live stream that covers the value builder score report. The exit timer here. So according to the questionnaire and the answers that she gave, this is, by the time she exits, she'll be 68 years old. This helps some planning. She's 58 now. Do we want to shorten the timeline? Do we want to expand the timeline? What do we need to do with the business in order to make that happen? With the financial freedom questionnaire, can she do it now? So does she have the value in their business where there is no gap? If she sells it now for $6 million, is that fine? Or does she need to wait until she gets it to that $8 million valuation to fill the gap? Because remember, there's also going to be expenses involved with the sale of the business. I mean, you got to pay off your debt. You got to pay your advisors, the M&A advisor, attorneys, accountants, and then you got to pay the tax man. So you got to pay Uncle Sam. He's always in your pocket. So this also helps to come up with a plan about how you want to handle this. If you're planning on exiting your business, or if you're planning on just staying. So at age in 2029, after 5 years, you come to the process. Hey, you know what? Do we want to keep this business and keep going, or do we want to sell it? And then if you want to sell it, we got to take on some advisors to help with the sale of the business. If you want to keep it, then we renew the value builder engagement and continue to grow the business to make more money. All right. So the scenario planner will create one or more future scenarios to discuss the potential impact and possible improvements to the business at a high level. And then we build a roadmap using the action planner, and it'll help. Basically, it's your value creation and growth plan. The next steps for you is a benchmark assessment. And again, we have on the screen is a QR code, and I'm going to put this web address in here so that you see the address. Outline your priorities and goals. And if you engage with me, we will build a roadmap for value appreciation. So thank you again for joining me today. We got 5 minutes left to the next hour, and I have a hard stop in 5 minutes. So future shows will include topics on the 8 drivers of value individually, so we can go into more depth about that. Risk management and assurance. Last week's show was more of a risk management and assurance show. So I might do that again, or do it from a different perspective. Due diligence. So you should do, especially if you're planning on raising capital or selling the business, an internal due diligence process. So I'd like to spend some time with all of you doing the due diligence and analysis for your business, selling your business, how to get it ready for the market, and then there's some harsh realities about selling your business that you should know before you get yourself involved with a broker or M&A advisor. Business continuation planning, estate planning for business owners. These are all future live stream topics. And then continuing this case study. So I went over some of the other things. And then there's many more topics. My business, I'm Graham Woods, GS Woods Financial Solutions. I'm a wealth advisor for business owners. I work exclusively with business owners. So, and being a business owner myself, I understand where you're coming from and where you want to go. I've been doing this for a while for several clients, and I like to do this for you. So please use that QR code or this web address. Get on there, and then thank you everyone for coming. This will get posted to my web page in a couple of days, and then last week's will also get posted. And then I hope to see you next Tuesday. And I guess the next Tuesday's topic will have to be the Value Builder Score Report. So we can go into that in more detail, and then we'll go to the Freedom Score and the Pre-Score. All right, have a good day. Thank you, everyone.